Hey, this is Ponera. As you probably have already figured out, I'm moving the anatomy of Starcraft to a YouTube channel. I will be doing the narration and critical analysis, and my friend River will be making the visuals for you. So I decided to go with the Corruptor on this one. It's a unit that nobody really voted for and has got a lot of hate over the last few years, but nonetheless, it is a particularly nasty looking creature, and that's what caught my eye. It doesn't actually have a lot of grounding as far as locomotion is concerned, unfortunately, but there are some lovely aspects of the design of this creature that are certainly praiseworthy. The overall morphology is rather simple, with a described brain-like body serving as the main bulk of the creature. I, for one, am not entirely sure what this is supposed to actually mean. Is it that the main body is functioning as a brain, or does it just look brain-like? I would suggest that it is not a giant flying brain as seen in Futurama, but instead has a brainy external texture. The reason why is because if it was just a giant flying brain, it would lack some key ingredients: projectile manufacture and launch, corruption acid production, and possibly the most important, helium or some other lighter than air, common and inert gas to help maintain altitude. It would simply need a place to store it, some sort of gas reservoir. So how they managed to do extra damage was something to a large target is something that I actually pondered a little bit. How they would accomplish this seems rather simple. If their attack spreads out upon contact, then having more surface area would yield more net damage. However, the animation of this attack doesn't really show any kind of spreading, so it seems like it might be something simply based in science fiction. The mouth of the Corruptor is particularly well designed, featuring 3 spiky outer arms, which would be excellent for catching and holding prey items. They seem to maintain this tri-radiate condition on the inner arms as well, which have some nasty looking spiked teeth. I would have liked to have seen the teeth more suited for cutting, however, featuring carinae, also known as serrations, and the capacity for some lateral movement to facilitate the ability to tear victims asunder. The tongue, which sticks out of the unit portrait, is also triradiate, having 3 distinct lobes. This is rather unique in science fiction, as most people go for the simple bilateral symmetry that's seen in people, vertebrates, pretty much all life except for like jellyfish and echinoderms. The posterior of the body features a series of spikes that are seemingly useless. Perhaps they are used almost like a flare from a fighter jet, made to explode projectiles before hitting the body. While the Corruptor moves, the most eye-catching element of its design is the tentacles that wiggle rhythmically behind it. We see this triradiate theme continued as there are 3 tentacles. Psionic garbage aside, the purpose of these is as much of a mystery as to how the Corruptor generates any kind of movement. With the Zerg having several creatures with celebrated anal openings, perhaps there is one under the upper lip of the posterior of the creature, which rhythmically expels gas to generate thrust. This seems rather unlikely and would probably be very inefficient. Overall, the Corruptor is impractical, yet a very creative design. Certainly the simplicity is rather nice on this creature, but the practical reality is that it wouldn't be very good at moving. Perhaps they tie mutalisks to them and lead them around like a chariot, or maybe they tie them to Zerglings and fly them like a kite. Well, this has been the Corruptor. I hope you guys enjoy. Leave comments below and I'll do the most popular suggestions.